guys, do we really have to do this? After months and months and months of constant videos from my dear friend Rebecca, she's such a lovely soul. She loves me even though she says I talk shit. But what she's saying here is Tofu Tommy Kelly's lies and hypocrisy exposed. Did he ever really care? Yeah, I absolutely cared and I still care, hence why I do what I do within my health and my morals. But anyway, we need some elixir gold of health just to kick us off for this stream. So cheers to you, Rebecca, some of Scotland's finest Mosteel organic, one single pint of tasty, non-homogenised milk made by the awesome cows grazing the historical natural lands of Robert Burns. Here's to ya. Just look at the cream in that bad boy. Lovely. So, let's get into this. We're coming away with any of this nonsense about this is ripe, this is murder, mate. This ain't that. This is regenerative agriculture. The animals are in pastures all year long, apart from the only months that they have to be brought in because of obviously the winter weather for their own safety as well. They're not given antibiotics, they're not given B12. The calves stay with their mothers as well. The good stuff. Now, let's get into it. Let's see what she has to say. Yet there's 800 million starving people all over the world.
There's all those people starving in the world. Did you consider yourself one of them at this point?
No, I definitely didn't. Probably should have though. Through my eating disorder recovery, I fought to be vegan, I fought to stay vegan. There's obviously all those people out there that say, oh, you're only vegan because you want to restrict to stay in your eating disorder. You guys... Take that. This was inevitable, this was always going. I've got to say, guys, it's absolutely cringe-worthy looking back at myself. What an absolute tit I was. Thought I was doing the absolute best, basically been an absolute ass to people all over, thinking I was on some moral high ground. Like I say, do what works for you. These vegans are obviously going to lash out at us because they do have cognitive dissonance themselves. They're suffering behind the scenes. They don't want to admit it. Like I say, there's a lot of vegans that are thriving as well, and that's what I'm trying to say. Do what's best for you. But there's a iceberg of vegan deficiencies, as they always say. B12, choline, B6, vitamin A1, vitamin K2, lysine, calcium, heme iron, but they'll obviously say we don't need heme iron. Of course, cholesterol, which we all know about, creatine, carnitine, DHA and APA, which I think made a massive difference for me when I started adding in fish. From professional advice, I might as well say. But they're always going to throw out there that it was my eating disorder and things like that, which is absolutely nonsense, yet can't actually admit how I'm actually 100% better now that I actually listened to the medical advice and obviously the therapy advice that I was given. Like I say, I wasn't absolutely forced to do it. I was told that I could go away and do what I wanted, but knowing what the consequences were if my health continued to decline, and it wasn't that I relapsed, I never relapsed, but you'll not believe my wife either when she actually says that wasn't the case. But let's go into the rest of the video. It's laughable.
I don't hate people for not being vegan. I hate the lies and the excuses people make. If Tommy would have just simply stated that his health was poor and couldn't be vegan anymore, we wouldn't be having a problem now, would we?
We've now give you an ultimatum that you actually start doing what we say or you'll end up being in the hospital if you keep going the way you're going.
It wasn't until his recovery team threatened to throw him into the hospital that he finally started eating properly.
Right, let's get to the point here. What actually happened? She says eating properly. First off, I was eating 3,000 calories. I had full-time meal support, and obviously my wife was watching obviously 3 hours after I ate. So don't try and say, look, if I did eat well, I must have been making myself sick. That was not the case. This has all been documented. Obviously, you have seen on my Instagram the things I used to eat. People obviously said, well, I ate a lot of junk food as well. that's not the case, guys. I made videos that obviously vegans wanted to actually see about different products that were obviously meat replacements and things like that. I had a great diet. I used to eat things and make some great creations myself, but that doesn't matter. Like I say, at the end of the day, they're going to paint their own narrative. My health deficiencies, like I say, well, my health symptoms, I should say, actually were that I had this stabbing pain right under my left rib that was constant. I was running back and forward to the toilet 12 to 16 times a day, passing blood constantly. I had severe migraines, what I actually had. So it started with the loss of my mum, and then when it became vegan, they get progressively worse, so bad that every day I was basically debilitated after a certain amount of time during the day. Roughly when I got to about 4 or 5 o'clock, I was absolutely wiped out. Couldn't see, auras in my eyes, absolutely feeling sick and things like that, which was absolutely terrible. Then obviously the mouth ulcers, the brain fog, the depression, the anxiety, the memory loss, my wife actually saying things to me and 2 minutes later I would absolutely forget. The reason why I didn't obviously do it and make the change until I was actually advised to do so was because I was all about the animals, but of course you were never really vegan. I went and listened to them because I thought to myself, when they told me to actually make the changes, I thought, well, is it really going to work? Of course it's not, because I was brainwashed about all this, about vegan, about non-vegan products obviously being bad for your health, and obviously I know about the suffering that goes on in factory farms, and like I say, it's absolutely disgusting, and we all need to come together to try and stop that. How can we not all do something good for the animals within your morals, your health, and everything else as well, and obviously the environment as well, guys? But that's going to be brushed under the carpet. You know, lies exposed. Let's go on with it.
Destroyed his health with an eating disorder, but he wants to blame all that on veganism. How convenient.
And you get love bombed when you first get into it, and this is one of the tactics that cults use.
Excuse me? How many ex-vegans go running off to this guy's channel? Projection.
Man, this guy.
First off, why they probably go running to his channel is he actually cares about people. You may not believe that because he's got a different view from you guys, and I totally understand that, why you think that. But at the end of the day, you just absolutely shun everybody that can't follow your shit lifestyle, and that's what it is. Like I say, if it works great for you, go ahead, do it. Don't tell everybody else that they're wrong, they did it wrong. Like I say, is it mathematically possible for every single person to have done a vegan diet wrong? But you always drag up the past of somebody, anything that you can get to pinpoint on them. Yeah, all the people that are vegan at the moment have the issues in the past, that's never brought up yet. But let's go on with it. Like I say, her voice, like I say, Rebecca.
Hey Daddy, I want a golden goose.
Here we go again.
All right, sweetheart, all right. Daddy will get you a golden goose as soon as we get home.
No, I want one of those.
Bonker, how much do you want for the golden goose?
They're not for sale.
Name the price.
She can't have one.
Who says I can't?
The man with a funny hat.
I want one. I want a golden goose. Gooses. Geeses. I want my geese to lay gold eggs for Easter.
Jealous and salty.
It's toxic masculinity. We want to be the big daddy with a spear, the big daddy. Get a grip. Doesn't it even exist? They would start relating things to cows being like babies, and it was all about emotive feelings and things like that.
Yeah, emotional manipulation techniques and using language and changing the meaning of words, right? Look, that's a baby cow. They don't call it a calf.
What truly astounds me is how someone can go from being a vegan activist to going back to such cognitive dissonance. Even Tristan's cows hate him and have tried to run away in the past. Whether it's a factory farm or a small homestead, these animals know they are being mistreated.
This woman actually... First off here, obviously what she's saying there about obviously cows, like I actually said, if you'd even put that in there, they're individual beings. Like I say, they all have personalities as well. But I'm actually doing my absolute best here. I don't obviously consume cows, I don't consume pigs, I don't consume sheep, I don't consume lamb, anything like that. What I'm doing is the best for my health within my morals. What's practicable and possible? Your absolute definition of what vegan is. get over yourself. Said at the vigil, and this is one of the ones that Joey was doing at, she turned around and she says, the girl said to her, is this your first time doing a vigil? And she says, yes. And she says, are you vegan? And she says, yes, I am. And she says, well, what does your diet include? And then she said, eggs as well. And then she says, well, you're no vegan, you can't get involved in the vigil and things. That was about the only time I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
But she actually had backyard hens, which I thought was pretty ethical, because she was looking after them. She was feeding some of the eggs back to the chickens and taking the excess herself. So I didn't really see the problem with that.
Unless you have an official animal sanctuary farm, there is no reason why you should have chickens. The problem with backyard chickens is that you still see and use these animals as egg-laying machines. I don't know how it works out there in Scotland, but the USDA has made it...
Wow, did she even listen to what I said here? What I actually said was this woman actually had rescued chickens, the excess eggs that she had left, she was actually eating herself because she didn't see a problem in that. Is that really exploiting them? No. I think you're a wee bit disconnected there, Rebecca.
Illegal to advertise eggs as a health food. If you are going to join an animal rights activist group, it's just common sense that your actions would align with the message. How did Tommy become an activist and not know this?
Really, I did know this, and I was brainwashed to think otherwise. Like I say, you believe absolutely everything. I had to change those morals within the realms of possibility myself, and looking into things, I know better now that I was probably wrong, and I do believe that 100%. Like I say, I care about animals, I care about people, I do my best within that, but the things that you guys are putting out, you are painting your own narrative. Rebecca, I think you need to go and learn a bit yourself. You're just trying to discredit people here. It's quite sad. It annoys me when obviously they lash out at my dogs and things like that. They say, well, what would you feel like if I ate your dog and things like that? And that really gets to me, because dogs especially, we've been in a kind of relationship for thousands of years. Dogs have worked alongside man. Yeah. They're not in the food chain, they're totally different.
It really gets to you, Tommy, because it's true. You have to face the hypocrisy. Pigs, for instance, are highly intelligent creatures, the same way that dogs are, yet one is food and the other is your best friend. At this point, the biggest question I ask myself is, did Tommy ever actually care? Or was this all some, manipulative cover-up for his eating disorder? Anyways, guys, I'd love to know your thoughts, so leave a comment. Until then, I hope you're all well and staying safe. I'll see you later in the next video. Bye.
Just a little interjection, guys, while I'm out here a walk. Just thinking about everything with what Rebecca said, and kind of worried about her, to be honest, because I wonder why she has such a thing about psychoanalyzing people. She's obviously made up lies about people being addicted to drugs. She made up various videos about knowing what Jacko's past was. And then, like I say, she's got an obsession with eating disorders. Like I say, quite a lot of her videos have actually been based in eating disorders. That really worries me, because what I think is she self-projecting? Is there something going on that she's not telling us? I don't know. It really worries me, and it really does. Like I say, I really wish her nothing but the best, but she seems to have some serious problems where she really hates on people, and she makes up just all these lies for, I don't know if it's for attention or what it is, but it's worrisome. Yet she says that everybody else makes videos for attention. It's self-projection, do you know what I mean? Really, it's quite worrisome. But like I say, there's a lot of healthy vegans out there, and that's what I want to touch upon, obviously, when the video I just made. Like I say, I'm not saying that people can't be vegan and be healthy, but there's a lot of different issues that obviously cause you not to be healthy. Like I say, a lot of autoimmune problems, like I say, gut microbiome. It's not your fault that the vegan diet doesn't work. like I say, to bring up your past and try and say that it was your fault, like I say, everybody is different, even though we're all the same. Like I say, that sounds crazy, but that's true. Like I say, what works for one person doesn't work for another. And do I think it's the best for everyone? Absolutely not. That's the position I've changed on. I really don't think it's best for everyone. In fact, I know it's not best for everyone. Like I say, maybe it works for some people. Does it work for life? That's a question. There seems to be a point where it works until it doesn't work, and that's exactly what my stance is. I care massively about animals. Like I say, I do my best with not consuming the animals that I talked about because I genuinely care. If I didn't, I would do that, wouldn't I? But of course, they're going to throw you under the bus just because you raise the awareness of the issues that go on in the movement, and obviously the issues with the vegan diet itself. But that's onto this. I'll finish this video off here. Obviously know this. One of my friends, October Rain Rocks, actually commented quite a lot on Michelle Lowe's video, whom I'll make a video about very, very soon. I hope that you can check that out as well. Thinking about doing a live stream with Michelle. I don't know if it'll be worth it, because I don't see if there'll be a middle ground that we can actually find, because she's got her idea and then she's obviously going to paint the same picture that obviously Rebecca is as well. Much peace, guys, and I'll speak to you all soon. Get in there.